Cross country and collaboration. Okay, so how I got into cross country. Back in August of 2020, my freshman year, I received an email from Coach Hammer, cross country coach of CBC, inviting the class of 2024 to join the cross country team. I had never ran before in my life, so this was completely new experience. Completely, I didn't know you could run cross country. I didn't know that was a sport. All I knew was that the Olympics, these guys run marathons. So, despite having no idea about the sport, I decided to join. My freshman year, our first race was at St. Vincent Park. I finished like second to last, but I had like 29 minutes. It's below 30 minutes, so not completely. I was not completely terrible. And from there, I kept going up. The next race was at Chaminade, and there I finished about 8th to last, and I PR'd. By the end of that year, I was running about 26 minutes, 25 minutes every race. So, and once that season was over, I did winter running to keep my speed from just dropping off the cliff. Like, if you only run the cross country season, you don't run for the rest of the year, you decided to, your speed just, you lose all your speed. At winter running, it was mainly me and Johnny Loomis. In the picture, I'm the one holding the red water bottle. I'm the tall one. Johnny Loomis, he's the short one. Johnny was about a year older than me and faster than me. And since we were like the only two guys, aside from the coach's son, but like the coach's son, he was varsity, he was fast, so we couldn't really keep up with him. So it was mainly me and Johnny. We kept pushing each other and kept advancing over the winter. And once spring and summer got around, I had a bit of a hiatus from running. I did volleyball, swim team, Philmont kept. I didn't keep the speed kind of dropped off, but it did not go off the cliff. I kept in pretty good shape. I did do a triathlon over the summer. The running helped, so doing a cross country helped with that. So sophomore year, it started with twilight race at the golf course off of Highway K out in St. Charles. I did pretty good that race. It was a hot race. I ran 25:53, so a bit of drop off from bit faster, bit of a drop off from that last year. But I did not faint, like I did not pass out or collapse like some of the other guys were doing around me. Apparently after I finished, a bunch of guys collapsed. And after that, we had the St. Vincent Park race again, where I broke 25 minutes in PR'd. We went down to Columbia for the Gans Creek Classic, where I PR'd and broke 23. No, I broke 20. I did not break 23 minutes. I broke 24 minutes. Shoot, the PowerPoint's wrong. Anyway, then we had a race over at Priory, the high school right next to us. They have their own cross country course. It was a really tough race, but I got 30th place overall, and I medaled for the first time. Then we had a race down at Jeff Barracks called Hancock. Somehow, I was not intent. It's a welcome surprise. I PR'd, except it was like not the fastest course, so I wasn't expecting the PR. Then towards the end of the season, we had the Big River Invitational, where I broke 23 minutes and set a current PR of 22 minutes and 27 seconds. Overall, it was a great season for me individually, but it was also great for the entire team. At the Priory race where I medaled, we managed to win the varsity 1-2-3, and we almost had a complete sweep in the JV race. Like a perfect race, you get 15 points because first through fifth, that's how they count the point. That's how they count the points up. It adds that way. Like you get 1 point for first, 2 points for second. It adds that way if you get first through fifth. We had 16 points, 1 point off from a perfect race. And a bunch of other guys PR'd at every race. Every year we kept pushing each other all year. And now Mr. Nicoletti, some of the other honors teachers, maybe wondering, what does this have to do with collaboration? Well, in the cross country at CBS, in the cross country program, we have about 30 guys, give or take. We started with more than 30, ended with less than 30. I don't know. Despite not being the most diverse group in the school, we all have different backgrounds. We all come from different places. We all have different strengths. We all have different weaknesses. We all respect each other. Along with that, there can be at the Gans Creek race for the JV. There were like, I don't know how many people were there. It was divided into 3 different races. Like there's a blue group, the white group, and the gold group. We were in the gold group. There were like 300 something people in that race. So there's like 300 people running with you. At the start, you're all close together, you're all clumped up. And there's like a sense of trust and respect that nobody will just elbow the guy in front of you and cause a chain reaction and wipe everyone out. Like everyone respects each other. We're all running as hard as we can. As you see in the picture, I'm trying my hardest. The guy with the bib number 1570, he's trying his hardest. Guy with the bib number 1613, he's also trying his hardest. We're all trying our hardest. And we all respect each other, especially if everyone keeps it clean. Keep this respect between each other by just running the races, having a clean race, not without anyone playing dirty, no one elbowing each other, no one shoving each other, no one tripping each other up. We'll hold each other accountable for keeping these races clean. That leads to my next section, responsibility. Throughout the seasons, we all had to be responsible for training ourselves to become better, run faster, and just keep advancing. Some people who ran fast in the races, they didn't really try at practice. Like there's this one guy, he was outrunning me all season. I would outrun him in the practices. Like I would try to keep advancing in the practices, he did not. Like the people who didn't try, they all lacked in performance in a few of the races. As one of the people who tried their hardest, that paid off. Everyone who tried their hardest in practice, it eventually paid off for them. We all had to hold each other accountable for practicing, so we could all advance as a team. And if like 5 guys advance, the team advance. If 5 guys get faster, the team improves that much. We all had to hold each other accountable in order to keep the team going forward. We also held each other accountable for acting appropriately at the races, so that everyone had a good time, no one was hurt. Goal reaching. So this year, I'm doing winter running again. It's better this year. There are a few more freshmen. I was encouraging some of the slower JV guys. I was on the slower end. I'm starting to get up into the faster end, but I was on the slower end. We were all cheering each other on. Freshmen, JV, we were all cheering each other on. We're all pushing each other to get faster, because we don't want to be stuck in that bottom bracket. But it's way more fun if you're actually racing fast. all of our goals is to become faster and hopefully medal, maybe even win. We are all reaching this goal by encouraging them, by doing winter running, and by cheering them on, cheering everyone on. Like sometimes if I'm running and I'm not completely starved of oxygen up in the brain, because that happens towards the end of the race, is like everything starts to fade, everything around you starts to fade. All you see is like, the dude in front of you and the course. If I have the capacity to think, and it's not the start, it starts different. The start's weird. All adrenaline, you gotta go. If it's like in the middle of a race, I'll be like, hey, come on, keep going, guys. Let's get this guy. And like I'm also encouraging everyone to do the warm up, do the cooldowns. We can't be faster if we're injured. You gotta do the cooldown, gotta do the warm ups, gotta do the cooldowns in order to keep your legs in order. It's not fun to be injured. I have not been injured yet. It doesn't sound fun. Like even having a bit of pain in my calf. Like I had a tight calf for part of the season. That was for like a day or two because like I was out with a really bad cold. Like I had my calf tightened up. That wasn't a fun practice. Finally, recuperation, flexibility. Major challenge. Sometimes you might not like the guys you're running with. Like, obviously, we all respect each other, but there's like sometimes there are some guys who are just annoying. Like I kind of get on the nerves. The way I try to deal with this problem is like by pushing myself, run faster than that guy. Sure, he can talk all BS he wants to about, oh, herder, yeah, I don't need to practice. I'm gonna show him up. Just show him up next race. Even if he doesn't see it, he'll still feel it in you. Like, yeah, I can beat this guy. He's just talking BS. We also recuperate, help each other work out like various kinks and pains we all get throughout the seasons. Like nothing it's mildly annoying at best. It's performance impacting at worst. Like the tight calf. That kind of affected my performance for that practice. Luckily, it was not before a race. That would have been really bad. I probably would have limped to the finish on that race. But, like we all help each other out. Keep the king. Knock out the kings. Like we all cooperate. We all deal with we all help each other out. We all keep our legs in working order. And we get better. Right. Hopefully I can keep these 4 principles up for the rest of my years here at CBC. So that's the end of the slideshow.